All right, everybody, we're gonna make some smoked bologna. Beautiful wife is filming for me. Everything that we're gonna need, we got right here on the table or on the countertop. If you look down here, we've got 2 chubs of bologna. And then we're going to use honey Dijon mustard. We're gonna score this bologna, and then we're going to coat it in this honey Dijon mustard after we've scored it. Then we're going to use whatever your favorite rub is. Right now we have this Weber dry smoking rub. We're going to use that. So right now what I'm going to do, I've already prepped the bologna. I've already opened it, took all the rind off. I'm just going to use a knife. And I'm going to use my finger right here on the knife, just like that. So I don't go any deeper than that. Just about a ½ inch, quarter inch to a ½ inch. And all I'm going to do is score this bologna. Do a couple different directions. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I'm gonna flip it completely over. Do the same thing on the other side. Go the opposite direction. I'm just using my finger to make sure I don't push that knife down in there too far. Just about a quarter inch, ½ inch is all you need. Then on the sides, I'm going to do the same thing in a diagonal all the way around. Again, there's no really right or wrong. Just go all the way around it like that. I can see my other mark. Then I'm going to go the opposite direction that I just went, which would be this way. May lose a chunk here or there. And all this is going to do is it's going to allow that smoke. All this is going to do is allow the smoke to help penetrate into the chub of bologna. That's it for that one. So now we got to do this one. Just going to go straight across the top a few times, go perpendicular, flip it over, score. And like I said, all this is going to do is just going to give a place for that smoke to penetrate in a little bit. All right, yeah, we did both sides. Then little diagonals. I mean, there's really no wrong way to do this. I mean, it's a chub of bologna. All we want to do is get some smoke in there. And get this all prepped. Do one right there. And that's it. That's all of our scoring. I should not need this knife anymore. I'm gonna put it away. And then the fun, messy part is we're gonna slather both of these things down with this honey Dijon mustard. We're using Frenchos in case you were wondering. Use what you got. You could use regular mustard, doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna get some on here. What this is gonna do is it's gonna give us some flavor, but it's also gonna help hold our rub. Now, beautiful wife may end up having to give me some more of that because I'm going to just rub this stuff all over this bologna. Just giving it a good coat. Yes, I'm using gloves, just makes cleanup a little easier. You squirt me a little more on there, please. beautiful wife. Okay, that's good. Just want to make sure we got it all coated. I think I'm going to call that one good. And we're going to start on this one. Just rubbing it on. Little rubby rub. All around everywhere on it. Sides, tops, bottom. I think we're okay.
Good?
Yep, I think we got, it's covered.
Okay.
And then, beautiful wife is going to have to assist me again and sprinkle some rub. I can't, oh, the Weber. Just give it a good coating. Okay, and I'm really going to put a little bit of pressure on this. I want to try to, get it in to those score marks that we made. And flip it. She's going to give me a little more. Okay. I'm going to rub it in there. I mean, it is called rub. It is called rub. Okay, we're going to put some here. We're going to get it all rubbed down on the sides. A little bit more. Don't be afraid to use this stuff, because some of it's going to drip off. You're going to lose some. But that's, it's going to blend in there with that Dijon mustard. I think that one's pretty good. We got it on the bottoms, we got it on the tops. Now we're going to do this one. Try to get that down in those score marks that we made. Sides. I think that's good. I think we got it all. All right. So now we've got our bologna scored. We've got the Dijon mustard. We got the rub, whatever rub you decide to use. It's all on there. So now what I've got to do is go out and get our smoker started, get that up to temperature, get the wood going, get it smoking. Then we're going to put this bologna in there, and it's bologna. You don't have to cook it. We're just smoking it. So we're going to keep that 250 degree approximately temperature and keep it in there for about 2.5 hours, or until we think it looks like it's done. And then once I get them on the smoker, we're going to come back and we're going to make a glaze to put over these, and I'll show you that when we get ready to do that. All right, so we've got 2 chubs. That's 4. 2 chubs of bologna out on the smoker. So we need to make a glaze. We're going to put a glaze on them about 30 minutes before we take them out. And we like to use Sweet Baby Ray's. Tellie likes the barbecue glaze. And I use Heinz 57, because I like the Heinz 57 glaze. So we're going to mix up 2 different glazes, and we're going to cut them with apple juice. We're going to make it so that it's more of a watery consistency than a thick barbecue or 57 sauce consistency. We want it a little bit runny. We're not measuring anything. We're just going to squeeze in some barbecue sauce. Sweet Baby Ray's. And has this been opened before?
What?
Heinz 57. We don't need a whole lot because we're going to brush it on the bologna. So we're done with those. I'm going to need a whisk. That's a whisk. and our apple juice. I'm going to start with the Heinz 57. Just add a little bit of apple juice and spill it all over the counter. And then I'm just going to mix it up. I want it to be runny. That's perfect right there. And I think that is plenty. I don't know if you guys can see how much is in there. It's not a whole lot, but that's plenty. We're gonna brush this on all over that bologna. And that should be more than enough. So that one's done. Let me get another whisk. This is it. We're gonna do the same thing with our barbecue sauce. Only this time we're not gonna spill it on the counter. And if you end up with too much apple juice, you can just add more barbecue sauce until you get the right consistency. That might be a little bit too runny, so I'm going to add some barbecue sauce. Not a whole lot. We're just looking for consistency right now. I don't want it to run off the bologna when we put it on, but I don't want it to be super thick either. This is how we do it. All right. That looks pretty good to me. All right, so we've got our glaze made. Now we're just waiting for the bologna to set for about 2 hours in the smoker. With about 30 minutes left, we're gonna put the glaze on and let it set in there for another 30 minutes, and then we'll be ready to slice it. All right, we're gonna go get the bologna off the smoker. We're gonna bring it in, get the glaze on, and then take it back out to the smoker for 30 minutes. Sometimes this is the hardest part. I mean, it is 200 degrees, so you want to be careful. All right. Now let's go in the house, put our glaze on, and then we'll put it back on the smoker. I'm going to do the Heinz 57 glaze on this one and the Sweet Baby Ray's glaze on this one. So we're going to start out and we're just going to, I don't know what the technical term is, I'm going to call it blop.
A dab.
Dab. A dab is this thing that the kids do, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, that's got a glaze. We're just going to, I'm just painting it. That's all I'm really doing. Let it run, let it do its thing. Can you move that spatula for me, please? And then what I may do, just to make this, I don't know. I was trying to think of an easy way to coat the bottom. I think the best way to do it may just be to move it around on this tray instead of trying to flip it over, because that gets pretty messy. A little bit more on this side. I mean, I'm being very, very generous with this stuff. All right. So that's, let me rinse this so we can do our barbecue sauce. All right, got this all rinsed off. Now we're gonna do our barbecue glaze. That's what beautiful wife likes. I mean, it's good, but I just prefer the Heinz 57 glaze. I mean, that looks so good already. And just like we did the other one, I'm being very, very generous. Let it run down, let it do its thing, getting those nooks and crannies. Nooks and crannies. I'm making a mess. Getting little drops of barbecue glaze everywhere. Move, Sadie. Or not. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Now we're going to take these back out to the smoker and let them sit out there for about 30 more minutes. All right, everybody, it's done. We're going to, I'm going to give you a shot of this when I open up the lid so you can see what it looks like before we pull them out. And we're going to take them in the house, slice them up, bring them back out here. And we're going to put them on this little part here with the grill grates, get some grill marks on them. So I want you guys to see, you know, you saw what those chubs of bologna looked like before we started. I want you to see what they look like now. Doesn't that look good? Oh my goodness, that looks good. All right, so I'm gonna give the camera to Tellie. I'm gonna pull the barbecue one off here. Oh, it's hot. Move it out of our way. We'll get the Heinz 57. Now we gotta take these in the house and slice them. Let's get these sliced up. This is another one of the little more difficult parts and super messy. So I'm gonna set this out of the way. You need a, just because it makes it easier, use a bigger knife. We're gonna slice these, they're gonna be a little thick because you're gonna just use, we're only gonna use one slice per sandwich. But I mean, you know, it is bologna, it slices pretty easily. And where we scored it, it does kind of want to break a little bit. But I can see a little bit of that smokiness in there. It smells amazing. This is when it really gets difficult. Well, that piece didn't turn out the greatest, but we'll go with it. We'll have a little baby slice there. So we've got that one all sliced up. Slide it out of our way. Put this one over on its side. We'll start slicing this one. Just trying to keep them even and get as much out of one as we can. Because, I mean, this is good leftover too.
Do it for lunch tomorrow.
Huh?
We'll be having it for lunch tomorrow.
That was a thick one right there, but there's no way I could slice it again, so that's
fine.
mine. All right, now we got to get these out, put them back on the grill. We'll get back with you when we get them on the grill to get the grill marks on them. Okay, we're going to get our grill marks going. It doesn't take long. This thing's piping hot. We're going to do just a few seconds down there. And I'm going to just do a couple at a time, let them get some good grill marks on them. Flip them once. I don't want them to burn. We can always flip them again. Doesn't take long at all. Flip it again. Set there for a few. Flip them one more time. Got some good grill marks going. Oh yeah. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get these off. I'm not gonna torture you guys with sitting here watching every one of them. I mean, you get the gist of it. You're just putting some grill marks on. We're gonna keep doing this for the rest of these slices. We'll see you back inside.